In the year 1861, a storm was brewing in the United States. A storm that would split the nation, tear apart families, and forever change the course of history. This is the story of the American Civil War. A war not just over land or power, but over the very soul of a young nation. The war's seeds were planted years before 1861. The northern states thrived on industry, while the southern states relied on agriculture and enslaved people. Tensions over slavery intensified, splitting the nation along an invisible fault line. Then in 1860, Abraham Lincoln was elected president. His anti-slavery stance terrified the South, fearing their entire way of life was under threat. As Lincoln took office, southern states started breaking away, beginning with South Carolina. The United States was now divided between the Union in the north and the Confederacy in the south. The first shot came in April 1861 at Fort Sumter in South Carolina. Confederate soldiers attacked the Union-held fort, and though few lives were lost, the event ignited a flame that couldn't be extinguished. War had begun. The first major clash, the Battle of Bull Run, was a rude awakening. Many believed the war would end quickly, but the bloody reality of Bull Run shattered that illusion. Both sides suffered heavy losses, and the Union Army was forced to retreat in chaos. Life on the battlefield was harsh and unforgiving. Soldiers on both sides faced hunger, disease, and the constant threat of death. For many, the war wasn't just about ideology, but about survival. Then in 1863, President Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, declaring freedom for slaves in Confederate states. This turned the war into a moral crusade for freedom, gaining support from abolitionists and enslaved people alike. Gettysburg was one of the bloodiest battles in American history. For 3 brutal days, the Union and Confederate forces clashed, leaving over 50,000 dead, wounded, or missing. But the Union victory at Gettysburg turned the tide, marking a decisive turning point in the war momentum. In 1864, Union General William Tecumseh Sherman led a brutal march through Georgia, destroying everything in his path. This scorched earth tactic was designed to break the South's will to fight and hasten the war's end. Finally, in April 1865, Confederate General Robert E. Lee surrendered to Union General Ulysses S. Grant at Appomattox Courthouse. The war was over, but the scars it left behind would take generations to heal. The Civil War ended slavery and preserved the Union, but it left the nation deeply scarred. Reconstruction would be a long and painful road. Yet from the ashes of conflict rose a renewed commitment to equality and unity. From 1861 to 1865, the American Civil War shaped a nation's identity. Though tragic, it laid the foundation for a more united, free, and just United States. A legacy that continues to inspire generations. This was the story of the American Civil War, a story of sacrifice, courage, and the enduring strength of a divided people reunited. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that shaped our world.